Yo, what's up, boys? Welcome to this video. In this video, I'll give my take on how we can get more players to play current retail WoW. I'll be focusing on PvP as I am a PvP player, and I love Arena. I think it's the best. I think WoW is the best MMO considering PvP. Arena hits different than anything I've ever played, and I wish more people could get the same feeling I feel and could get into the game because it is super fun, and I do honestly think it deserves more. And I got a lot of tips or a guide. If World of Warcraft follows, that would save WoW. I swear it would implement so many more players into the game. So let me just show what I mean, boys. So I'll start up a list here. First thing is just making PvP great again. Okay. The first I would do is, I think it's an obvious one. I think it's one every PvPer wants. It's buffing MMR. Buffing MMR makes everything more accessible for everyone. So right now, at the current game, it's super hard to get Gladiator. You're fighting multi-rank ones, multi-glads that's already at 2.12k. So getting up to 2400 plus 50 wins can be an impossible challenge for a lot of players that in Shadowlands Season 1 and 2 got it. They had to grind, but they did get Gladiator, and it felt way better for them. When there's more people, when the MMR is at its highest peak, more people are playing because the goals that they want to get are more accessible for them. And I do think MMR should be a constant basis every single season. If less people play, more MMR. If more people play, not as much. So they keep the same max high rating every single season. Because in one season you can get 3.6k or 3.6k CR, and another season you get 2.9. It makes no sense. It invalidates the 3.1 or 3.6k completely. But yeah, buffing MMR is a huge step in the right direction, and they need to do that instantly. It can be done super fast too by implementing a base of just 500 MMR right now, and then a weekly. You can watch it, monitor it weekly, and then buff it by 20, 20, 20, or 10, 10, 10, and so on. But right now it feels terrible with the amount of players playing because no one can get Gladiator, so there's no reason to play. I feel like that's the general consensus why people are not playing. Next up, I want to talk about is removing add-ons. I'm coming with two bullets. Removing add-ons is gonna be so much more appealing for new players. Right now, if you go into one Twitch stream and you go into another Twitch stream right after, there's almost 100% chance that the two UIs, the two games you're looking at does not look like the same game. There could be one guy with a completely different UI than another guy. If you go into other popular games like Fortnite, you'll see the almost exact same UI for every single player, which is just way easier for a newer or new player to figure out. So I think removing add-ons will be way more appealing for a new player and returning players and players who just want to PvP who has PvE'd. Because the skill cap is also gonna lower, or not the skill cap's gonna lower, but everybody's gonna get a lot worse instantly. I do think there are certain things that they should implement again. The base UI is not bad. I recently made a video about getting 2400 in PP without add-ons, and it is fairly easy because the default UI is pretty good. It just lacks a couple of things. I think the things that it lacks is tracking DRs. It's just huge that it doesn't have it. Really weird as well that I have to count to 16 every single time I stun. Feels very ancient, and they need to implement a DR tracker base. I also think stuff like big debuffs could be a base on big debuffs. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I can show you it real quick. It's this. It's on the portrait. It says paralysis. I think that should be a baseline thing as well. It just makes it easier for your awareness. I do think that things like weak auras and tell me whens shouldn't be in the game because essentially it's just cheating. Like your awareness gets heightened by 1000%. If you don't have weak auras in PvP, you're just at a huge disadvantage compared to people who do have them. So I think they need to go. I think almost 99.9% of all add-ons needs to go. Another argument could be said for the fact that we have to remove add-ons in PvP is imagine you're a new player, you gotten into the game, you got max level, you got your gear, and you want to PvP. You're gonna search for a couple of guides, and everybody's talking about add-ons. You can't really find it in the game, and then you watch further in the guide, and they say you have to download a third-party client and download add-ons that are not directly in the game. How weird does that actually sound for a new player? That you have to download a whole new program to play the game that you want to play because everybody else is doing it, and if you don't do it, you're at a huge disadvantage. To me, as a new player, that would sound absolutely crazy and discourage me instantly from doing the content that I want to do. Next thing is keeping gear as it is now. If you're not playing WoW, gear right now in PvP are super easy to get. You can get Honor gear really quick, and you can even get Conquest gear really quick. It's also really nice with your ults that you can send it over. So yeah, I think the way they've done with gear this season is awesome, and I think you just need to keep that up for the rest of the time with PvP. When we were back in Shadowlands and we had to upgrade our Conquest gear with Honor, it took millions of years and it sucked. I had one character the whole expansion, and now I have 9 monks. Yeah. Next thing I want to talk about is fast meta, not slow. This sounds like maybe, something that doesn't really matter, but in my opinion, this is a huge deal. Because a slow meta where every game takes 10 minutes and it goes until healers have no mana into insane dampening is a lot less entertaining to look at than a fast meta where things die if you do the right setup and not just reliant on healers cooldowns, or not healers cooldowns, but healers mana. This will also implement tournaments where the game's going to take 3 to 4 minutes instead of 10 to 20, which in my opinion is going to make the PvP scene like way more desirable for players to watch. And keep balance as it is now. This season, Blizzard have done an amazing job in PvP with its balance. Almost every single class is playable at high CR, which is amazing and not a general thing that Blizzard have done over the years. So we gotta give them props to where they need it, and this is definitely one area. So that's my take on making PvP great again. Now I'm gonna give a take on how we can get players into PvP again. So this is attract players to PvP or WoW in general. So they've already done this, boys. Like, this is actually the easiest thing for them to do. They've already done this. They recently made a BR game called Plunderstorm, which is super fun. And I think a lot of players actually do want to play this, but there's just some barriers to enter. So let's just put the WoW BR. First barrier to enter, it's a monthly sub. I've never heard about a BR game being a paid subscription every month. Almost all of them are free to play, which they need to make WoW BR as well. It's going to make them more money, let me tell you how. So free to play is the first thing they need to do. They need to add a battle pass. They need to add a battle pass as Fortnite and every single other BR does. And with this, they need to add WoW skins. They need to add WoW skins as Illidan and Garrosh and so on. Like some really visual, cool looking characters that's gonna get you interested in the character itself. New players could get the Illidan skin and be like, oh, where's this cool character from? Oh, he's from WoW. Oh, let me just check it out. Oh, I can play a Demon Hunter that looks super much like him. Okay, let me just try out WoW. Let me just try the trial real quick. Maybe it's gonna be fun. Maybe I'll start the subscription. Who knows? Let me see. I think this is the way to get a lot of players into WoW, and I think this is gonna gain them a lot more revenue than a monthly subscription would anyways. The next thing I think they need to do is they need to add in-game tournaments. One of the reasons the competitive scene in Fortnite kept popping off was they implemented a bunch of tournaments, and I don't even think they need to go the Fortnite style with implementing a lot of money in the tournaments or putting a lot of money into the tournaments, but they could simply just do it by having WoW skins or having cosmetic items in Plunderstorm being the prize of the tournaments. I think if you could add some cosmetics to Battle Pass or to Plunderstorm, and then if you also have a WoW subscription, you also get this. Again, that would attract new players to go into World of Warcraft. And as the WoW BR Plunderstorm is mostly PvP based, it has both elements though. I think most players would want to try PvP. So that's again one way to get more players into PvP. What they have now is they have Plunderstorm in the same client as World of Warcraft. So you have to download World of Warcraft and you have to click up here where you can see all your characters if you're a returning player, or you would see create new character, and you'll be curious to see what can you actually create in this game. But you want to go into Plunderstorm, you have to click it up here. And now you're in. But I think the way they've done it here is super smart, having to look at all your characters. If you're a returning player, you'll want to play it again. If you're a new player, you want to see what you can create. So I think it's super smart the way they've done it now. So I think they need to keep doing that. I don't think they should change it to another. And a small thing that I think actually is huge for the game is they need to add a kill count. I've never seen a BR without a kill count, and it seems so much more fun to know how many people I have killed. So I think they need to add that as well. Um, I think all these changes can be done before maybe not the removing add-ons. I think that might be a bigger process. But I think all these changes down here is definitely possible to do when the game returns. Right now it's on a limited time event. It's 6 weeks it's here for, and when it comes back next time, I think if they implement these things, it could actually pop off and attract so many new players to Plunderstorm, which would also attract them to retail World of Warcraft, which they could attract them over to PvP because the Plunderstorm is mainly focused around PvP. So I think this is my list of how to make World of Warcraft PvP great again. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, boys. I just had a little rant and thought I'd share it with you guys, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace it out.